friends, welcome back to Reading with me. So last time we read a new story, Matthew and Tilly, and it was about two friends who got angry with each other and have an argument. So when Matthew and Tilly were mad at each other and playing alone, they both felt kind of lonely. And when they both said they were sorry, they got over being mad and played together again. So have you ever gotten angry with a friend? Last time I told you about how I was angry with my friend for breaking my sunglasses. And while we read, let's think about why Tilly blamed Matthew for breaking the crayon. Maybe she knew it was an accident, but she thought he should have been more careful, just like I did with my sunglasses and my friend. So let's read on and find out. Matthew and Tilly. Rebecca C. Jones wrote the words, and Beth Peck drew the pictures. So it looks like here Matthew and Tilly are walking, and it looks like they're sharing the umbrella. So we all share with our friends. You know, if our friend wants a crayon that we have, or maybe a sip of water or something like that, we all share with our friends. I know I share food with my friends a lot, and Matthew and Tilly are sharing their umbrella here. It looks like they both rode bikes and played hide and seek. So I remember that Matthew and Tilly spent a lot of time together. And together means when you're with someone else or with another person. So have you ever played hide and seek with a friend? It's when one person hides and the other one has to find the person who's hiding. I remember I used to love playing hide and seek with my friends, when all of us would hide and then one of our friends would try and find us. Wow, so Matthew and Tilly started a business together. They started a lemonade stand, and they sold lemonade for 25 cents a cup. They even had a sign to advertise their business. What do you think it means when business is slow? I think it means that the customers aren't buying lemonade. No one's coming up to buy the lemonade. But Matthew and Tilly, they still had a fun time when they were waiting for customers, and they got to play the sidewalk game. So it looks like Matthew and Tilly, they decided to support someone else's business and go grab some ice cream. They probably were working so hard at the lemonade stand that they needed some ice cream to cool off. So Matthew and Tilly even rescued a lady's kitten from a tree together. Matthew had to climb all the way up the ladder to rescue or save the kitten. How do you think Matthew felt all the way up on that ladder? Yeah, I think he was probably a little scared and a little afraid, but he knew he had to be super, super brave to save the kitten. How would you feel high up on that ladder saving the kitten? So after Matthew and Tilly saved the kitten, the lady the kitten's owner, gave Matthew and Tilly a reward for being so brave and rescuing her kitten. How do you think the lady felt when her kitten was saved from the tree, when Matthew and Tilly helped to save her kitten from the tree? Yeah, I think she felt so relieved that her kitten didn't get hurt, and she was also probably very grateful for Matthew and Tilly's help. So they decided to use the money that the lady gave them on the bubblegum machine. So when we talked about in the beginning how sometimes friends do get tired of each other or they get angry with each other and have arguments. So Matthew accidentally, not on purpose, broke Tilly's crayon. And we know that Matthew wouldn't do it on purpose because he and Tilly are very good friends and they really enjoy spending time together. But Tilly blames Matthew for not being careful with it. So now Matthew and Tilly are having an argument. They're calling each other really mean names, aren't they? They're calling each other things like picky and stinky and mean. That's not very nice to say to a friend. So I remember when in the twins' blanket, one of the twins called her sister greedy. And sometimes when you are feeling mad at a friend, you call them mean words, and it's not very nice. But it's better to tell your friend. It would be better that Tilly would just tell Matthew, "I'm angry at you for breaking my purple crayon," and Matthew say, it wasn't on purpose. I'm sorry." So they don't have to call each other such mean names. Because I don't know about you, but I don't think that Matthew and Tilly are feeling really good about each other right now. I think they're both very angry and frustrated. And I also think that Matthew looks like he is kind of confused and that he's being blamed. So I remember that being blamed means that someone is angry at you for doing something. And Matthew looks kind of confused as to why Tilly is so upset with him. So Matthew stomped all the way up the stairs, and he's sitting on the step with his hands on his head, and he's looking down at the ground. Why do you think Matthew stomped up the stairs instead of just regularly walking? Yeah, I think it was because he was angry and frustrated at Tilly. And I know when I'm angry, I sometimes make an angry face. My brow is super furrowed. You can tell that I'm really, really angry. So Matthew, he looks angry, but he also looks sad and upset. So it looks like Tilly now is playing a sidewalk game, drawing a sidewalk game on the sidewalk, but she's all alone. She's by herself. If you were Tilly, how would you feel right now? I know I wouldn't feel pretty good if I was Tilly. I would feel pretty sad if I was making my sidewalk game all by myself and me and my friend just got into an argument. So I remember that to have a successful business, you need customers or people to buy what you're selling. And it looks like Matthew built a whole store. He made his whole store. But he doesn't have any customers. And it's his best store he's ever made. So who do you think his customer would normally be to play store? Yeah, I think it would be Tilly. If they weren't angry with each other right now, Tilly would be his customer. So Tilly drew her whole sidewalk game, and it was the best sidewalk game she had ever drawn. And she doesn't look like she's having much fun, does she? No, she looks like she has her hands on her head, and she looks really sad to me. She doesn't look like she's enjoying her sidewalk game by herself. What do you think Tilly should do so that she can enjoy her sidewalk game with her partner? Because her partner would be Matthew with the sidewalk game. Yeah, I think maybe she should go talk to Matthew, and they should go try and forgive each other and figure out how to apologize to each other. So it looks like Tilly is standing on the ground and she's looking up at Matthew's window. And Matthew's up in his window and he's looking down at Tilly. So she smiled, Tilly, just a little bit. And then Matthew said sorry. They missed each other. And I think Tilly has had time to think, and she's really not upset about the crayon anymore. She wants to be friends with Matthew, so she decides to forgive Matthew, and Matthew decides to forgive her for everything that they said that was mean to each other. And Matthew apologizes for breaking her crayon, and Tilly apologizes for being upset about it. So Matthew came all the way downstairs so that him and Tilly could play. And he is so excited to be able to play with Tilly again. And Tilly is so excited to be able to play with Matthew again. And now they get to play together again. So usually friends do things like playing games together. But sometimes, just like Matthew and Tilly, friends get angry with each other. And sometimes when friends have a fight, they call each other mean names and they don't want to play together anymore. But Matthew and Tilly realize that playing alone isn't as fun as it is playing together. So they both apologize and forgive each other, and then they get to be together again. Friends, I hope you enjoyed reading with me, and I will see you next time. Bye, friends.